Comments are actually very destructive for your code. Every single senior developer you've looked up to, instructor, teammate, coworker, has told you to write more comments. And I'm here to tell you that I think that advice is actually making your code much, much worse and less maintainable. But here's where I'm gonna be a little bit more specific, because the advice of, never write comments is a little bit too extreme. There's actually one specific type of comment that is ruining your code and another type of comment that is actually beneficial for your code. And I'm here to explain the difference between the two. So what's the actual problem? Well, in my opinion, I think the type of comment that's very, very destructive to your code are the header comments. You've probably seen these above functions. They go directly above, and they're usually multi-line comments. They go directly above your function, and they say a description of what the function does. It might say the parameters that are passed into it, what it expects, and the return type that it expects to return as well. And these comments I actually like. I don't think the comments themselves are bad. I think they're very, very useful. They show you some valuable information about the function. It's very clear if someone else were to read your code about what it does, what it's expected to do. But the problem is that these comments are actually a liability to your code. And what I mean by this is that the second that someone goes and changes the name of your function, or they go even change the function's internal logic of what it actually does, now that comment, if it's not updated, now it doesn't correlate the function below it. And so that's the big issue that I'm trying to get at, is comments above code, explaining what the code does. A lot of times when you go and change that code, your changes aren't reflected in the comments, so now you have a mismatch between your comments and your code. It's just another thing that you have to maintain. Anytime you make a small change, you have to make sure that there are any comments, in that file, other files, the README file, whatever, wherever your comments are, you have to make sure that it reflects those changes. So it's just more things to maintain, and that's where the problems arise, and now you just cause more confusion down the line. And what's even worse than just having this false information in your code base is, you might go back to this function that someone else changed but didn't update the comments, and now you're relying on false information. Let's say there's an issue or a bug with this function that has the wrong comment above it. Well, now you're relying on false information. The function that you read should do X, Y, Z, but they've changed it. And so if you rely on that comment, just reading the comments, it's now actually lying about what that function does. And that's the whole premise of this. Comments lie because they're not maintained. So if that's not updated, they're now lying about the code that's below it. And so what are the principles that I try to follow in order to avoid these header comments? And I think it kind of just goes back to the principles that Robert C. Martin talks about in his book, Clean Code. And that is, if your function is improper, if it's doing too much, or if it's named improper, then you're gonna feel like you have to add those header comments to explain what it's doing. And so that should be a cue to yourself already that you need to refactor this function. So if you have this big block of comments above it, most likely you need to just rename that function and extract functionality out of it, so that way those header comments aren't needed. Your code, as I've said before, should self-document itself. Code should be self-documenting. You shouldn't need to add comments above it in order to clarify what it's doing. It should be very easily identifiable with clear names and very discrete functionality inside of it. So let's show you exactly what I mean. Let's take this code, for example, which at the moment we just have called process. And above it, we feel the need that we have to put comments above it to clarify that this method checks if the user is eligible for a premium discount based on order history and membership length, then applies it. Because that in of itself, if we were to have just the function without the header comment, it's not clear what it's doing. So we're like, okay, we need to add some comments to clarify what it's doing, which is generally the purpose of why people use comments. So this already is a good use of comments. But we want to avoid having comments. So what can we do to refactor this function in order to make sure that we don't need those comments? And so in this situation, what I would personally do is I would rename the function and extract that functionality out into a new function. And so we would rename the word process into the function called apply discount if eligible. It's a little bit of a long name, but it's the best I could come up with. But now inside of our function, instead of all of that logic, we've extracted it out into a function that actually just applies the discount, and then a check function, which checks if they're eligible. And we put that into one function, which is apply discount if eligible. Now, looking at the function that we had before, mapped out into this new function, our new function is the documentation itself. We no longer have to have those header comments above it because the code documents itself. You can read it and it reads just like English about what it's doing. But, and it's a pretty big but, this is where I kind of push back on the whole extremity of never comment, because I do think comments can be useful. And here I'm going to talk about the one time that I think they are really useful. And I think comments should be used when you need to clarify inline logic. So if you have some complex logic of, you know, maybe a complex expression or a complex line that just isn't, you know, super long and it's not really easily quick identifiable about what it's doing, then I think you should have comments there to clarify what it's doing because it's not super obvious. So here's an example that I found in my code, and this line right here, I'm gonna leave it up for a little bit and try to figure out what it's doing. And if you're a little bit more advanced, you might know, very quickly about what it's doing, but this line in of itself is not super apparent. It's not super obvious. It's not super Englishy. Like, it's not an everyday task that we do. And so what I felt I needed to do was put a comment in line this, or even just right above it, that's still considered in line in my opinion, clarifying about what it's doing. And so this lowest bit variable is actually, we're gonna clarify by putting a comment above it that says bitwise and isolates the lowest set bit. Then you have that just one quick line. It's not a super long paragraph. It's not 6 lines deep. It's just one line that clarifies about what this line is doing. And there's another kind of specific situation where I would need comments, and that is even if the code is not super complex, but it's context that you don't have in the code of the current scope of the context window that you have, so the code that you have access to, if it's not obvious about what you need to clarify, if someone might look at it and be like, I wonder why they're doing that, or I wonder XYZ, then you should put a comment. So a situation that I could think of is, let's say you're looping over a list that's passed into a function, and you are, let's say you have a O of n squared time complexity of it, you're like double looping over it, and that's obviously not good practice. You don't want to have that, but that could be intentional by design, because you're ensuring the list passed in is always of 4 length, like it's never more than 4 length. So an O of n squared doesn't really matter because it's such a small list. In that situation, in this function right here, it's not apparent looking at this, looks like a bad function. You wouldn't want this, but I'm gonna put a comment above it and clarify, hey, this is an intentional O of n squared because the list is always 4 items or less. So what is the actual rule that I'm trying to employ here? And it's not to never write comments, because comments can be useful, but it's to not write comments that describe what your code does. It's to write code that describes itself. If you have inline comments that describe what a line does, I think you should keep those. But if you have a giant paragraph comment above a method that is just describing in English what it's doing, I think you should remove those, because it's gonna cause headaches with your maintainability later down the line. I think that comments are not your documentation. I think that clean code is. And if you're wondering, a lot of these principles that I'm talking about in this video and previous videos come from the book called Clean Code by Robert C. Martin. I'm currently reading through it, and he kind of employs all the ideas and inspiration for all these videos. So I highly recommend this book. Go read it if you're a new programmer, a programmer that's been in the industry for a while. You could definitely get a lot of benefit out of this book. But anyways, that's it for me. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions, leave them down below, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.